Good evening, Miami Dolphins fans, and thank you for listening to the DolphinsTalk.com Gambling Corner, brought to you by BetUS. I am Mike, joined as always by Tom Ernest. Tom, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm ready to make some money this weekend, Mike. Last weekend was not fun.
No, last weekend was a bloodbath for all of us involved. Not a good week, but over the course of a long season, you're going to have those weeks. So it's time to get back on the horse, as they say. And the overall records, Mike, I am 30-20-1. Tom, 29-21-1, about even for the year. So let's get into it with the college games. And I'm going to start off with my AAC game of the week. And this one I love because I'm going with SMU minus 4.5 over Memphis. SMU is ranked number 7, both in scoring offense and in total offense. Memphis is ranked 97th in pass defense. That's a bad combination for Memphis. Memphis is probably without their starting quarterback, Seth Hennigan. He could play. If he doesn't, they're dead in the water. This is a lock. If he does play, I still think SMU will cover on the road, so they'll be okay there. Another thing in this game, SMU has only allowed 5 sacks all year. 5, and 3 of them are last week against a good Houston team. So They do not get their quarterback hit. And Memphis, on the flip side, only has 6 sacks all year. So don't expect the SMU quarterback to get his jersey dirty. And everything in this game just points SMU big. SMU minus 4.5. And in fact, I'm going to make this my Stone Cold Lead Pipe lock of the week as well. Now, I'm going to stay in the AAC, and I'm going with my AAC game of the year. I feel so confident about this one.
AAC time, baby.
Aforementioned Houston minus 13.5 over South Florida, because South Florida stinks. And that's why Houston averages 37 points a game, and they only give up 19. South Florida only averages 22, and they give up 31. Folks, you don't need to be Albert Einstein to know that's a bad combination. Houston's 5-2 in the 7 all-time head-to-head matchups. They always beat this team. Houston only has 8 turnovers on the year. Think about that. 8 turnovers in 7 games. That's it. And South Florida has only forced 13. So one team doesn't force any. One team never turns it over. Houston is just going to run roughshod here over South Florida. South Florida is not any good. And Houston's also 5-2 against the spread in the last 7 games. Well, South Florida is 1-4 against the spread. So Houston minus 13.5 over South Florida. I'm going to leave the AAC because that's enough AAC for anybody. And I'm getting back. And I'm going back with Ohio State. I know last week they struggled a little bit, but they still won by 9. Even when they struggled, they won by 9, and that was against Penn State. Guess what? They're not playing Penn State this week. They're playing Nebraska with Scott Frost. And once again, Scott Frost. And Nebraska this year has 3 wins over Fordham, Buffalo, and Northwestern. This is Ohio State. They ain't fucking around. Sorry for swearing. So Ohio State as well is also a little bit annoyed that they're not in the top 4 of the playoffs. They're number 5. They know to crack that top 4. One, they're going to have to beat Michigan State when they play them in a few weeks, obviously, but they're going to have to look impressive. And they're going to start running it up after that, 9-point win last week. So Ohio State big minus 14.5. Ohio State minus 14.5. Houston is a mortal lock minus 13.5 over South Florida. And SMU minus 4.5 over Memphis are my 3 plays.
All right. My 3 plays here for college is kind of similar to yours, Mike, but I'm not going to the AAC for any of my picks. I'm going to start first with an SEC home team, welcoming in kind of an up-and-coming team over the last few years. I'm going to say Liberty and Ole Miss are going to go over 67. Mississippi is 9-0 against the spread in their last 9 home games as a favorite between 0.5 point and 3 points. This isn't that low of a spread. It's about 9. So what does that mean? Well, it's the over hits 12-2 in the last 14 games with Mississippi as the favorite at home. Think about that. Liberty is a good offensive football team. Ole Miss is a good offensive football team. And Ole Miss's defense isn't that great, giving up near 26, 27 points a game. So this game's going to go over. And I'm going to say it's going to be over by at least the third quarter. So take the over on this one of 67. Mike, I'm back on the train. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, not happening. I'm finally going to go with my gut. That's the Miami Hurricanes -10 at home over Georgia Tech. The Canes are moving the ball very well with Tyler Van Dyke. As you know from the last 2 weeks, you picking against the Canes. This week, I'm going to take the Canes and take the risk. I think Georgia Tech is that stupid triple option. I've had enough of watching it go back to like the 1890s for crying out loud. I don't want to see it anymore. The Canes -10. And last but not least, I'm with you, Mike. This is the stone cold lead pipe lock of the week. Ohio State -14.5 over Nebraska. Like you said, who did Nebraska play? Who did they beat? Fordham, Buffalo,
Northwestern, and Buffalo.
And Northwestern. All of them stink on toast. I'm sorry I'm stealing your line. They all stink on toast. This is Ohio State. Ohio State now has an opening to get to that title game in the Big Ten, and they're not going to screw this up. They're going to crush Nebraska, and it's not even going to be close. That is the lead pipe lock of the week. So again, in review, the Hurricanes -10 against Georgia Tech, the over 67 in Liberty and Ole Miss, and Ohio State -14.5 over Nebraska.
And for all of your bets, everyone go to betus.com. Use the promo code Dolphins Talk, get 125% sign-on bonus. If you pay by crypto, use Dolphins Talk 200, get a 200% sign-on bonus. That is betus.com. They have loads of bonuses. Join now or call 800-69-BET-US. That's 800-MY-BET-US. BetUS has all of your NBA, NHL, college football, and NFL games with team and player props, loads of NFL futures, and NFL odds up. You can bet UFC matches and props, PGA golf and round matchups, and live betting on most sports, including golf. The online casino has hundreds of games in the race, and the race book has all of your horse tracks. They have every bet type imaginable, and the sharp BetUS mobile platform is easy with full betting options. Follow my lead and get your phone, online, social sports betting partner with integrity and longevity like I did. BetUS. You bet, you win, you get paid.
Let's do it, baby.
Let's go to the NFL. And I got to be honest, these NFL games are brutal pick. There is slim pickings in the NFL. Stick with our college picks, if anything. But we're going to give you 3. And I am going to go off the bat with an upset special. Because we haven't had one in a while. We're going with an upset special. And I think the wrong team's favored. Give me the Arizona Cardinals +2.5 over San Fran. How the hell Arizona is an underdog to San Fran? I have no idea. San Francisco cannot move the ball to save their lives. I know they're at home, but Arizona is the better team, has the better quarterback, has the better skill position players. Just give me Arizona. They're just a better team. Even if they lose in a close one, you're getting a few points, but they're probably going to win. So give me that there. And because there are literally no games with no good spreads, the next 2 games are going to be straight totals because I have nothing to pick. And that first one, this is the NFL. And I know Pittsburgh ain't nothing to write home about on offense. I know Chicago's even less. But 39, come on, 39. Give me Pittsburgh and Chicago over 39. These teams will score a couple touchdowns by mistake. Next thing you know, they're going to go over 40 points. This game's got like 21-20 written over or 24-20. It's going to be over 39. Give me that. The last one, I think this one's so low because of obviously the Saints and the quarterback. But Atlanta and New Orleans over 41.5. Again, that's such a low number. Atlanta will score 20 easy. And they'll score probably 20, 24 easy. So now you just need the Saints to try and keep up. And they just kept up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week. They put up over 30 against them. 41.5 is a super low number. So I'm going with the overs here with Atlanta and New Orleans over 41, Pittsburgh and Chicago over 39. And, of course, in the upset special, give me Arizona +2.5 over a San Francisco team that's really not any good.
All right, Mike, I'm going to need the horn right away.
I got it.
Upset special time, baby. Let's do it. I think this is a monumental upset in the making, but you got to think about this. The Chargers coming across the country to play the Eagles, who are coming off a big win, easy win against Detroit. The Chargers are going to be playing in some really chilly temperatures in Philadelphia, especially because it's a late start. That is not going to bode well for the Chargers. I like the Eagles at home +2 over LA. My next one, Mike, what happens when you have 2 really bad football teams playing each other? What typically can happen in that game?
Well, you might get a lot of points and you'll probably fall asleep watching it.
Correct. But if there's a lot of points, it might be more fun to watch it. The Dolphins and the Texans over 46. I think with Tyrod Taylor back in the mix and the Dolphins obviously probably playing from behind, they will likely score at minimum 20 to 25 points in this game. And the same goes for Houston because both defenses stink. Neither defense can stop an opposing offense, and neither offense can move the ball. So something's going to give in this game, and I think that's going to be the over. And last but not least, the Cincinnati Bengals at home, -2.5 over the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are just the wheels are falling off. Kevin Stefanski's team has been struggling offensively. They struggled last week in Pittsburgh. Baker Mayfield cannot get the job done. And the Bengals, albeit a kind of a weird loss on the road to the Jets, the week prior to that absolutely shellacked the Baltimore Ravens on their home field. I think this is going to be a big turnaround game for the Bengals and Joe Burrow. Give me 2.5. This game should easily be won by a field goal by the Bengals. So to review, the Cincinnati Bengals -2.5 over Cleveland, the Eagles +2 at home over the Chargers, and the Dolphins and Texans over 46.
All right, everyone, that's it for Week 10's picks. Be sure to go to betus.com, use a promo code Dolphins Talk for all of your latest sports betting needs. And as always, folks, bet responsibly. Have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you again next week.